Lewis Clareburt from Capital at the 2014 New Zealand short course. He was second in the 15 years 400 metres IM. A very good backstroker. He was third in the 200 backstroke, so expect him to hold that position. And maybe still in front at the halfway stage, although you can see there the green cap, that belongs to, what have we got up there in the green cap in lane number 6? That's
Callum Prime.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, lane 6 is Angus Syme.
Yeah, Marcos.
Actually, I like the backstroke of the two swimmers out in front. I mean, it's a very good, Lewis Clareburt, as you said, he's a very talented backstroker, but I like the backstroke of Callum Prime from the Harlequins as well. As I said, he's playing the joker cap on this particular race, but he's starting to make a real impact, and I just like the fact that his rhythm, his chest is held up all the time, head's really still. Nice leg kick. There's no knee bend whatsoever in it, no knees coming out of the water. And I actually think he's going to turn first, albeit by small margin.
No, that's indeed Callum Prime. He's wearing that lime green. So what's his breaststroke like? Having a look at his notes. Very good backstroker. We saw that as he came home strongly in that second discipline of the individual medley. From the Westwave Aquatic Centre, Callum Prime, 15 years of age. So this is a battle royal here.
Well, interesting. If you have a look at their best times, they are very similar between these two swimmers out in front. But again, we've got one of them playing the joker from the Harlequins in lane number 5. And he's just fallen back a little bit in the breaststroke leg. Gosh, nothing separating them though. 0.2 of a second. If you have a look at the lime green cap there, you'd just like to see the head go down a little bit more to get into a bit better streamlined position. And at the same time, Lewis Clareburt from lane number 3 just holds that head up a little bit too long. You want to try to keep your momentum going forward.
He's from Capital Swim Club in Wellington. These two are at it. Well, the man with the, sorry, Michael, man with the lime green cap, Callum Prime. He's played the joker card. His zone has the Harlequins. They're looking for double points here. And off they go, freestyle.
Well, he's almost negative split each one of those 50s. He's come back the second 50 of each stroke a little bit faster. He's done a nice job at that. But it's going to come down to this 100 metres freestyle now. The joker, maximum points 26, so you double that, it'd be 52. You certainly want to earn them if you can.
Well, he's going to have to seriously negative split this one.
Yeah, most definitely.
Hey.
Spoken too early, haven't we?
Yeah, Lewis Clareburt is clearly in front.
But, you know, the All-Stars will be delighted if they can ensure that the joker player or the joker swimmer doesn't win. That is going to be a huge advantage for them.
And that's one of the challenges, isn't it? You stand on the block and realise, well, the coaches know when they walk out, hello, they're playing their joker, get in and deal to them. And this is what Clareburt has done. Lewis Clareburt of All Stars touches first in the men's under 15 400 IM. The joker, played by Callum Prime in the Harlequins zone, is second. And a big margin between second and third. Up there in lane number 7, I think, Xavier Hill of All-Star. So that's pretty good for All-Star, getting first and third.
Yeah, also the Marcos who take the joker, so they get double second, but they also got fourth. So that's really nullified some of the others out there.
As the way you can see there, the All-Stars, 2 swimmers, Aquanites 2, Harlequins 2, Marcos 2, 8 swimmers there, 7th equal, 7. Not sure about that, 1, 2. Oh, I see, yes, yeah. So the men's under 15 400 IM. The swimmers stay there. The next swimmers are up on the blocks. This is the over 16 and over 400 IM. No one playing the joker in this that we're aware of as we have a look through the caps. No bright pink or lime green. Down in lane 1, Bradley Ashby from Aquanites. Harlequins, Willie Kutzer. Andrew Chambarth of Marcos in 3. Hamish Flynn of All-Star in 4. Nathan Capp is in 5. Max Polyansky of Harlequins in 6. Willie Campbell of Marcos is in 7. And Blake Gunn of All-Star in 8. Same race, 400 IM, but this time age 16 and over. The oldest one being Nathan Capp at 22.
Yeah, he's really just in his prime at the moment. He's just starting his swimming, and he's just going from strength to strength. Nathan Capp, a beautiful swimmer. He's very versatile, very good 400 individual medley, but he's also the New Zealand record holder in the 1500 metres freestyle. So we know that he's going to be well conditioned. To swim a 1500, you've got to be in great shape. To do a 400 medley, you've got to be in even better shape.
Yeah.
So we're watching in particular probably Nathan Capp and lane at number 5. Now, he hasn't turned in first, he turned in 3rd position, but it's all about getting through the butterfly in the most relaxed fashion that you possibly can. William Coetzee in lane at number 2 for the Harlequins led us through the 100 butterfly.
So this is unusual. Normally in a race you would see the arrow formation, the point being in lane 4 is the fastest qualifiers spread out to the wings, out to the lanes 1 and 4. But look at this, it's all over the place at the moment, but this is an individual medley, so the strengths of some swimmers are not evident until later on, and often it's the breaststroke in which you see that whole formation change around dramatically.
Yeah, one of the other reasons for that, John, is that the Aquanites, for example, have to maintain their own lanes. So they're designated lanes 1 and lanes 5 in this particular race in the 16 and over 400 individual medley. So they have to swim in their lanes, and that's why we don't get the same arrow format that we would get. I like the swimmer in lane number 1 too. He's a very talented 400 medley swimmer, and that is Bradley Ashby from the Aquanites.
He was 3rd at the Nationals in the 400 and 2nd in the 200 individual medley. Bradley Ashby really emerged over that last 18 months. Went to the Junior Pan-Pacific Championships where he got 2 bronze medals, one of those in the 400 metres individual medley. So Bradley Ashby is one of those swimmers who has represented New Zealand, who will be working towards the Nationals again here at the same pool in a little over a month, and then eyeing a World Championship selection perhaps. It's the big aim this year for our top swimmers.
Well, he pushed Nathan Capp as well very, very hard at the National Championships, finishing 2nd to Nathan Capp in this event, the 400 individual medley, but he looks as if he has got the upper hand on Nathan Capp, who's starting to make a bit of an impact. We just can't see him in the shot at the moment, but he's wearing a greenish cap. Nathan Capp in lane number 5 for the Aquanites.
Just see to the right of your screen in lane 2, that's Willie Coetzee. Then just moving out of shot, Andrew Trembath of Marcos. Back now though with our leader Bradley Ashby, and yes, look, this is quite a significant advantage. We go out to lane number 5, Nathan Capp, and the gap has closed a little bit. Nathan Capp not terribly happy with being in the runner-up position, but that's a big job for him. Look in lane number 2, Coetzee, who's been in fine form and is one of our promising swimmers from Harlequins.
Only 0.4 of a second separated them at the 300-metre mark, but a fantastic turn once again by Bradley Ashby in lane at number 1, representing the Aquanites. He had a great turn, and he just extended his lead. He only had 0.4 at the turn, but look at it now as we see the wider shot. Have a look and see how well his turn is now. A little bit sloppy, not as much kick off the wall as one would have expected. Can Nathan Capp come back at him?
Coetzee in 3rd place. He was 3rd in the 200 IM at the Nationals, so he's used to being in range of these 2 swimmers in front of him.
Well, have a look at Nathan Capp now. The 6-beat kick trying to come in there, and he's just making a big impact in the last 25 metres.
Oh, that's not a big, that's a huge impact.
Well, it's still going to come down to the wire.
Wow. Just drifting into the wall, settling for 2nd points. 21 points there for the 2nd placed Nathan Capp.
But John, that was interesting. That was the same region, the Aquanites, in lane number 1 and lane number 5. So they've taken maximum points of 1st and 2nd, and that's important. And that's probably why Nathan Capp just pulled back a little bit, because you're swimming for points, and he knows he's got a big event. He's got his 1500 later as well, so he didn't want to do too much more work.
That's right.
I think it's really exciting that they can have an event like this where it's a bit of fun, you swim for a team.
All right, let's head down now to chat to one of those fine swimmers, the winner of that event, Bradley Ashby. He's with Ian Jones.
Well, congratulations, Bradley. I know 400 IM is your favourite event. You're puffing big time out there, but it must be great, not as an individual, but as a team man for the Aquanites squad.
Yeah, definitely felt pretty comfortable, like, you know, not always hard doing 400 IM, but yeah, good at it, you got to do it.
Pan Packs last year, Bradley, what's your goals, 2:15?
Just try and make that World Champs team. It's pretty much the main thing.
And Super Rugby starts next weekend. I know you're a good Chiefs man.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks.
He had to get that in, didn't he? Incidentally, as you watched that, you would have noticed that Bradley Ashby was looking straight ahead. That's how tall he is. He's as tall as Ian Jones. So, we're set to go now with the women's 15 and under. We're into the freestyle, 200 free. Anyone playing the joker there? No, not at all. Notice they've got the Perry on their caps. That's the sponsor of this, the Brian Perry Charitable Trust. Lane 1, Cecilia Crooks of Marcos, Simone Lusby of Harlequins, Rudy Edsit of Aquanites, Chelsea Edwards, All-Stars, Clara Foster, Marcos. In lane 3, Kyla Alexander of Harlequins, Libby Bradley from Aquanites in 2, and Alicia Mitchell down here in lane 1. She's from All-Star. Down here, I mean, on the left. So leading out in lane 6, that's Rudy Edsit of Aquanite.
Well, Aquanites will be pretty buoyed after the last event where they came in first and second. After the 200 freestyle, it's a race of tactics. 4 lengths of the pool, you know, the third length becomes also crucial. You can go out early and you can do all the early running and you can be mowed down so easily. So probably here we've got Ruby Aspett from the Aquanites out in front. Quite an easy victory over the first 100 metres, going in through 101.6. So 1 minute 1 through the first 100 metres.
But also notice that in lane 2, in lane 2, Aquanites, Libby Bradley was second. So we've got first and second for Aquanites, and this again emphasises what you've been talking about, Mark. It's getting points for your team, and if you can finish first and second, that's great. My word, she looks fantastic in this shot here.
Yeah, well, so the team behind the Aquanites right now will be not looking at the victory and the gold. They'll be looking at if they can retain second, because then they're going to get the best points scenario that they can possibly can. They've only got 2 swimmers out there, and quite clearly at the moment they are in first and second position. So if you've got your team supporters out there, you're getting them all motivated, all about the lane number 2. That is Libby Bradley, who's currently in second position, and whether or not she can retain that. And that's the objective.
Well, she's looking good at the moment in this nice shot here of the entire 8 swimmers. Down here in lane 2, up there in lane 6. They're both from Aquanites. Rudy Edsit wins it. And in second place from her, also from her zone, Libby Bradley is second. So that's excellent for them. Chelsea Edwards of All-Star looked to finish in 3rd place. Alicia Mitchell, I think, was Alicia Mitchell. It is in lane 1 was in 4th. So you see All-Stars also picking up 3rd and 4th. So good points for them out of this. Nice and smooth, that action.
It's a deception there about a head position. It looks as if it's quite high, but I think that's a little bit to do with the cap. Seems to be quite a bit of air between the top of the head. And here we have the points, the points update.
Well, no change in the order to that which we gave you previously, but you can see there's not much between them, and it only needs the playing of a joker or a first and second to close that gap dramatically. We're into the 16 and over now. Women's 200 freestyle. Laura Quilter and Emma Robinson, 2 New Zealand representatives in this. So down here it's Alicia Rusk from Marcos, Maggie Burns of All Stars, Claudia Ashby, Aquanites, Quilter from Harlequins is in 4. Karina Doyle from Marco's in 5. Emma Robinson, All-Stars, in 6. Brittany Taylor, Aquanites, and then Annabelle Patterson of Harlequins up in lane number 8. So Quilter, of course, Doyle and Robinson all had very good nationals. Up at the top there we see in lane 6, it looked to be the turn first from Emma Robinson. Quilter alongside her in lane 4. Doyle and also Patterson, Annabelle Patterson from Harlequins in lane 8.
Well, Laura Quilter in lane number 4, more known for her sprints rather than the 200 metres freestyle, has represented New Zealand in the 4x200 free relay team, but she's really an out-and-out sprinter. She's not going to have it all her own way because the swimmer in lane number 6 is Emma Robinson. She probably is a better 200, 400 freestyler than what Laura Quilter is, but it is the sprinter doing the early work and has half a body length advantage.
Yes, Robinson went to the Commonwealth Games and the Pan Pacific Championships last year. She was 3rd in the 200 and 400 freestyle and 2nd in the 800 at the National Open Championships. Picked in as a good relay swimmer as well. Distance swimmer, just cutting back a wee bit. And she comes into the wall now in lane number 4. That's Laura Quilter. Emma Robinson in 6. They're coming off the wall almost together. Splitting them is Karina Doyle.
Yeah, only 0.6 of a second now that separates them. Can Laura Quilter hold on? She won the Oceania Championships up with a rather big surprise in the 100 metres backstroke, but it is coming back now. Emma Robinson in lane number 6, just rolling over the top. Points are up for grabs. Emma Robinson.
She's coming to the wall, but Quilter's not giving up. Robinson wins it. Out of lane 6, in between those two, Karina Doyle, so nothing changed. To be confirmed, but Robinson, Quilter, Doyle, so All-Stars, Harlequins, Marcos, getting the big points out of event 7B. That's the women's 16 and over 200 metres freestyle.
Yeah, when you look at those results, you jump back, you look at the Aquanites who had such a good result in the previous race. They finished 7th and 8th here, so that really hurts them. All the good work undone.
So we're through the women's 200 freestyle. This, if you've just joined us here on Sky, is the Perry Zonal Championship. It's the 2nd time this has been held in New Zealand, last summer and now early 2015. The swimmers, available swimmers, the best around the country from 16 and over to 15 and under, have been selected in 4 zones, with the Harlequins representing the top of the country, the Northland, Auckland and Counties Manukau. And then we have the Aquanites from Waikato across to the Hawke's Bay, Poverty Bay area and across to Taranaki. Down through the Manawatu, Wellington region, which is All-Stars, and then the South Island, which is Marcos. And when the event was held late 2013 at the Kilburnie Aquatic Centre in Wellington, short course, so it was the Marcos who won it. And Kurt Crossland, I recall, had an outstanding meeting, and he just seemed to thrive on the zone and it's almost provincialism of let's get up and as South Islanders and deal to the rest of the country, which they did. Marcos not up there as yet, but was early stages, and they've got to play jokers as well. Well, Sam in lane 6.
Yeah, Sam McKenzie is from the Marcos in lane number 6, and he's doing a sterling job. He's only 15 years of age, New Zealand record holder in the 100 metres freestyle for 14 years, and had a very, very good New Zealand short course championships, and he's doing a great job over in lane number 6. So the Marcos through the 150 metres mark.
Of course, we're keeping a close eye on Flynn Jones, who's also swimming in this. It's the son of our presenter here, interviewer, Ian Jones. And Ian follows swimming as closely as he does rugby. And you do when you're a parent. And we see the finish now. That's a clear margin in lane 6. Sam McKenzie of Marcos. Just as I was saying that the Marcos haven't really picked up big points yet. They get maximum points here, 26.
Well, Flynn Jones will be pretty happy with that second position. He's been carrying a few injuries. I was talking to Ian about it earlier, and he just hasn't been able to do the training, a lot of kick. But, of course, that'll actually doing a lot of kick will pay dividends later on. But this is a tremendous win here by Sam McKenzie, a very dominant 200 freestyle for the 15 and unders.
Yeah, excellent finish. Sam McKenzie stays in the water in lane 6 as we wait for the seniors in this 200 freestyle. Nicholas Crott, saw him briefly there in lane number 1. Here he goes in the Aquanites. Daniel Hunter of Harlequins in 2, Chris McFadden of Marcos 3, Kyle Barnes of All Stars, Julian Ware, Aquanite, Stephen Kent of Harlequins wearing the lime green. They're playing the joker, the Harlequins, in this, the 200-metre freestyle, hoping that their national representative, Olympian and Commonwealth Games and world champion swimmer Stephen Kent can give them maximum points. Jeremy Tasker of Marcos is in 7, and Nicholas Crott of All Stars is in 8.
Well, Stephen Kent, he is from a fantastic heritage of his own brother, Dean, a three-time Olympian. But Stephen is just a fantastic team swimmer, really gets behind the team. He did an outstanding job representing New Zealand at the Oceania Championships. He was the team leader there, and he just really united the team. And he's been given the honour of wearing the joker in this particular race, the 200 freestyle.
Now, also swimming for Harlequins is in lane 2, Daniel Hunter, and he's in the picture as well.
I really like Daniel Hunter, the way he swims and the way he's been coming on and evolving. He looks as if he's just way behind at this stage. Maybe he's just not done the training, or maybe he's in really heavy training that he just can't fire in this race. But he'll be trying, as we've always said, if you can come up and get first and second. But I like the way Daniel Hunter is evolving as a swimmer.
I think he was second or third in the 50 free at the national champs. Here they go, Kent well in control.
Yeah, definitely Stephen Kent. I mean, he knows that he's carrying the joker, and he's just breathing backwards. He knows he's got this race won. He's got a bit of a swing on that left arm going.
Julian Ware inside him, and also Kyle Barnes of All Stars. And those two going at it.
You can tell that Stephen is not going as hard as he possibly could, because you'd really see a massive, massive turbulence of water with his 6-beat kick. But he's got double points, Stephen Kent, for his team. The team of Harlequins.
Yeah, Harlequins, they are our early leader in the Zonal Championship. They were stung a wee bit, I think, in the first Zonal Championships in Wellington. They didn't perform at all well, and it was almost as if they didn't quite understand it or accept it, get involved in it as much. But afterwards, they all said, what a great event this is. We've got to keep this going. So all the swimmers, I think, and you spoke to some, Mark, said, this is great. Here we see Harlequins winning this one, Aquanites All-Stars Marcos.
Yeah, there was not one national team member that I spoke to that didn't say that this was a fantastic evolution and a fantastic event. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Okay, we chatted about some of the national swimmers who are here. One of those we've seen just a moment or two ago. It's Emma Robinson. She's with Ian Jones.
Well, Emma, you did wonderful in your 200 free, so you've had time to recover while you've seen the juniors and the senior men's go about their business. But Laura Coulter, she pushed you hard all the way.
Yeah, I knew Laura didn't have quite as much backing as I did, so kind of just sat with her, and then I decided to go in that last link.
What type of training are you doing for an event like this, which is a sprint event? You're 200 free, or you're in a big base phase?
I'm kind of in a base phase. I don't really specialise in this event, so I use the 800 and 400 free to push me through this.
And now you go and cheer on your All-Stars team.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you.
Emma Robinson at the Commonwealth Games last year, and picking up valuable points for her All-Stars team today at the Westwave Aquatic Centre in Auckland. We've had almost 1 hour. It's 4 hours of swimming tonight, and it's just like this. No stopping, event after event. The women's 15 and under 100 breaststroke. An event at which we're not exceptionally strong, and it's always interesting to see young swimmers coming through, and it's normally at about this age, Mark, age 13, 14, 15 or 13 and 14 that we see the development of some of these top young breaststrokers and then gauge whether they're going to carry on or not.
Yeah, breaststroke's a really unique stroke, and you'll notice that the techniques generally across the board are all different. Female breaststroke in particular is hard to pick when they're young, because when they're prepubescent, the hips aren't, haven't developed as such, the upper body hasn't developed, and so you can become a lot more streamlined. The moment you hit puberty, but females, lots of different things occur, and their body positions change in the water, and you can see, and I've seen world record holders that have been under 14 not actually evolve, and they never go forward once they've hit puberty, sadly.
But they're seizing the moment now at age 14 and 15, all of these swimmers. In lane 4, it is. In lane 4, we've got Kaylee Jackson of Marcos.
Yeah, the two Marco swimmers in lane 4 and lane 8 doing a great job here.
Good touch. That's Kaylee Jackson of Marcos winning it. Second place, Shannon Szymanski of All Stars in lane 5. And then I think it was Harlequin's Victoria McTeague, who finished in 3rd place.
Just so I can sneak it in, ladies and gentlemen, Harlequin's 381, Aquatic's 348.
The points are being tallied all the time. What they'll do is confirm first through to 8. And first gets 26, then 21, third gets 17, fourth gets 12 points, fifth gets 10 points, and then 6th, 8th, 7th, 6th, and 8 gets 4 points. Now we're into the seniors, the 16 and over, and in this race, Kendall Reedy of Aquanites, Abby Johnson of Harlequins in lane 4, and Caitlin Delaney in lane 5. But if we start down at the bottom here, we've got Sammy Winwood of Marcos, Rachel Smart, then Reedy, Johnson, Delaney. Brona Ryan of All Stars is in lane 6 at the moment. Madeline Mason of Aquanites, and Caitlin Mann is up at the top there in the white cap.
Well, John, I want to have a look at the swimmer in lane number 3, Kendall Reedy from Central Hawke's Bay from the Aquanites. Actually a policewoman representing Hastings, the Hastings Police Station. So isn't it tremendous to see her in a full-time employment and still out there training and doing a great job. She's 23 years of age now, and she's winning this event. But these other swimmers will come back at her. Abby Johnson in lane number 4, representing the Harlequins, should actually roll over the top of her, but she's not going to do it. Remember, she's actually had a hard race just earlier on in a relay, but Kendall Reedy, will she hold on?
Oh, attacks coming from all over the place. Kendall Reedy, Abby Johnson, Caitlin Delaney. Who got it? Delaney gets it. Caitlin Delaney, Kendall Reedy, Brona Ryan of All Stars, and Abby Johnson was 4th from Harlequins. Abby Johnson was at the Oceania Championships last year, and she won the 200 metres breaststroke. So our winner there, Caitlin Delaney.
Oh, just look at this finish there. Delaney just rolling over the top, and a good finish. Kept her head down. You could see that Reedy was just tightening all the time.
There's the standings now. Well, again, they're still in the same order, but 40 points between 1st and 2nd, another 20 down to 3rd, and not much back to 4th. Under 15 men's 100 breaststroke. So in 1, it's Bailey Wang here in the white cap. He's from Harlequins. Flynn Sinclair of Marcos. Brendan de Grieve of All Star is in 3. Brun Maunda of Aquanite. Jack Callagher, Tam Guvarts, Cameron Gillespie, and Thomas Cheney. Cheney from Aquanites, Gillespie from All Stars, and Giverts from Marcos in lane 6.
Well, this race is all going to be probably Benjamin Walsh. He's wearing the lime cap. He's not going to go into the wall at the halfway stage in 1st position.